Okay, ठीक है, चलो visible. Just have a look. There are different designations now. Okay, let's understand one by one. Let's start to write it. First, you will see in this picture, there is a product owner, there is a scrum master, and then everybody is called as a team. You will be part of a team. This team includes front-end developers, back-end developers, DBAs, database guys, DevOps members might also be there, okay? Or tech leads will be there, architects might also be there, and juniors also will be there, interns will also be there, any experience range people. Everybody is called as a team, but yes, they have different expertise. Now, if you see this full diagram, there are only these three kind of roles: product owner, scrum master, and the team. Okay, and there are a lot of other meetings. What is this? Okay, sprint planning meeting is a terminology, sprint backlog is a terminology, daily stand-up meeting we have already covered, and then sprint review, finished work, sprint retrospective, and product backlog. Now, once you understand the core what we have discussed already, now understanding this is going to be a bit simpler on top of it. It is next level of that. Okay, now what is going to happen? Okay, just start thinking through together. First of all, you generally don't directly interact with the business guys, nothing but the clients who wants the software from you. Generally, as a technical team, we don't interact directly with the business guys. The layer which talks to the business is product owner. Okay, the layer which talks to the end business is product owner. That is where, so basically kya ho raha hai? There is a client, he has requirements, he wants to build a software. Okay, but and who will build the software? You guys, the technical team. But technical team directly do not talk with the clients. There is a layer in between, and that layer is called as the product owner. It's an official designation in Agile. In the market, the people are even hiring for product owner roles. जैसे फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड होता है, वैसे प्रोडक्ट ओनर का भी रोल होता है, एंड मार्केट में हायरिंग चलती है. ठीक है, नाउ दिस प्रोडक्ट ओनर, it is his work to give requirements. So product owner is going to understand the requirements from the clients, and it will be giving it to the technical team for developing it. Okay, and the technical team is comprised of two people. One is scrum master, it's a special designation, and the rest everybody is called as a team who are part of the team. So what does the scrum master do? The first, product owner is for collecting the requirements from the clients or the business people. This terminology is also used in IT. कि business क्या बोल रहा है? What is the business saying? They might just use this as a noun कि business क्या बोल रहा है, but it actually means the clients or the business or the team. Product owner understands the requirements from the business, gives the requirement to the technical team. In the technical team, there is also this guy which you see on the top red called as Scrum Master. The work of the Scrum Master is to make sure that the 2-week feature, okay, let's say in this 2 weeks, you decided that 3 features will be done. So the work of the Scrum Master is to make sure that that work happens on time. Okay, so that role is basically to make sure the work happens smoothly, nobody gets blocked anywhere, and if any support is required, he will provide the required help for that. And that is the reason this morning daily stand-up is going to happen, everyday stand-up, so that as part of that, the Scrum Master and the team discusses their problem every single day. And so you have to tell it in advance. If you are facing any challenge, if you are needing support, tell it, I am not able to solve this, I need some support. So he might allocate some senior to work with you for doing it. But again, if multiple times you say, I need support, then there might be a concern, that ye banda to kar hi nahi pa raha. The point is, you have to learn to solve your own problems also, but not delay it so much that the project is getting affected. So you have to learn quickly. But if you're stuck somewhere and not able to get any solution, then don't be shy, don't be afraid. What will happen? Tell it to people, I need support, come and please help me out, and I've done this, but I still need some solution here. So please know that. So don't shy out, don't block yourself, because the project will be affected in that case. Okay? So try it first from your side. Go to internet for solving your problem independently. Spend a lot of time in doing that. If required, stretch and learn it in the beginning days. But if you see that is going to impact your deadlines, tell it, I need support. Don't hide it from people. It will have otherwise very bad consequences. That is where comes this daily stand up. And for completing the work on time, this scrum master comes in picture. The team and the scrum master, and this motive of the daily stand up is we should be able to finish, and that is the role of the scrum master. And there are certifications available for scrum master. And a question, who can become a scrum master? Anybody can become. If the developer feels I want to convert into a scrum master designation, he can do that. A tester can also become a scrum master. Anybody who is good in a bit management skills, productivity, like planning and all that, can become a scrum master. Okay? So, but yes, that is the line available. Fine. So these are the designations. Product owner gives the requirements. Scrum master's primary work is to make sure that sprint committed items are finished on time. Okay, sprint committed items, whichever 3 sprint committed items are finished on time. And if there is a problem anywhere, he has to arrange for necessary support to solve the problem. This is the work of the scrum master. Okay? And fine, rest of the members will be team. The team works to meet those features. So roles are clear, everyone. Scrum master is having a high pay. No, developers, if you go in senior developer role, then developers will be getting paid more than the scrum masters also. Okay? Decent package रहता है, but still scrum masters have a decent package, but developers का और ज़्यादा भी हो जाता है. ठीक है? Like once you become tech lead kind of developers, तब हो जाता है. So otherwise, scrum master is a decent designation, but if you get into a technical lead and an architect line, there the money is going to be good. Okay? Who is going to become a product owner? Product owner is a different designation altogether. Earlier, business analyst used to be there, right? BAs, business analyst, those kind of guys still go to the product owner division. Okay, so they are not much, it's not a technical work. Okay, it is understanding business requirements. So that is a different role. I have seen some of the developers convert into a product owner also, but I don't think that's a good choice to switch. Okay, okay, be there. My personal suggestion to you, be there in technical role, try to become a technical lead, acquire the technical architect related qualities and team management qualities. My career suggestion to you will be, okay, since we are all there, it's the final day today. One important, if you want to plan your career, plan it something like this. Beginning 0 to 3 years, become expert in one technology. Whatever it is, front end, back end, stick with one. Anything, whatever that is. For 0 to 3 years, stick with one, learn, master it, and everything very well. Now, as you cross 3 years, try to really become into a full stack person. We already discussed while resume building related, right? If people are really too much diverse right from the beginning, majorly it comes like a conclusion, maybe they are average in everything. So I want you to become expert, specialist in one thing and focus on that. Less efforts ke andar you will get more successful. But as you go along in your career, maybe 2 years, 3 years, then really try to become a master. Till the time you have acquired 5 years of experience, you should all become full stacks. हर एक को full stack बनना ही पड़ेगा to get more possibilities. Okay? And the thing is, now traditional 10 years are gone. Abhi AI tools, lot of new roles and things will also happen. So we have to see what is going along there. So maybe data science and all those opportunities, you can check it. Okay? But right now, start with one technology, one programming, and keep an eye in future if you even want to change your streams, because future mein lot of changes will be happening even to the development market and lot of things. We cannot anticipate what, but definitely change will come. You keep an eye on that and then plan your career accordingly. This thing of becoming full stack and all, yes, it is as per the older way of doing it. But now the new world is coming, and for next 3 years, 5 years, a lot of changes will happen. So keep an eye and be bold to switch streams. Okay, but fine. But now, generally one thing, as you're done with this 5 years and you became a full stack, okay, now basically there are two paths for you. One path is you get to a technical lead and then you get to an architect line. Okay, or from your senior software level, you maybe become a technical lead and then you become a engineering manager. This kind of line might also come for you. Okay, and engineering, so यहाँ पे फिर along with engineering manager will be technical managers itself. ठीक है, but they know technology plus management skills. So architect का line अलग निकल जाएगा and engineering manager का अलग, and there is scope and money in both the streams. But just know it ki you start with one technology, but over a period of time you have to acquire more, become more diverse, and then you have to choose. If you really like technology a lot, this line is more suitable for you. But if you want to get a bit into management also, this line is more suitable for you. Personally speaking, I will not suggest you guys to become a Scrum Master. My suggestion, become an engineering manager who is technical plus management related role. Okay, and because yeah, these people might do Scrum mastering plus at the same time team management work also. Okay, fine, chalo, all those things said and done. Now let's speak about, okay, let's speak about what are these meetings about. Okay, so we have already talked it in non-verbal, written stuff, but we said in the starting of 2 weeks, you will finalize how much work needs to be done. That decision happens during the sprint planning meeting. Before the start of the sprint, we need to say how much work we are going to finish. That decision happens during the sprint planning meeting. And if you see the description, team selects starting at the top. What is the top? We will see, but just assume these are 100 requirements. We gave that example, right? 100 features are there, 100 requirements are there. Now, team selects starting at the top as much as it can commit to deliver by the end of the sprint. Be aware of these terminologies. Okay, commit to deliver. Okay, now the team is committing to deliver 3 features as part of this sprint. This conversation, these statements will come very frequently while you're in your office. Okay, as part of this sprint, we committed to deliver 4 features, but how much we have done? 3 only done. Why we are not done with the 4th feature? What is the problem? Then discussions will go on. But yes, the decision of how many features we will be doing for this sprint, that happens in sprint planning meeting. Let's just quickly write that as well. Okay, sprint planning meeting. Name itself is pretty suggestive. Sprint planning meeting. Team decides how much work they can finish as part of that sprint. That's it. So pura discussion chalte rahega, and then you will be finishing that. Okay, now the thing comes is, from those 100 features, we said 100 features are there, but which features to pick? What is the order? What is the priority of that? Right? You cannot pick a 99th feature, maza aa raha hai, wo easy hai, wo uthate. Team does not have that decision making of what feature they want to work. It is all coming from the business. Whichever is important for the business, that feature the team needs to deliver and take it to production. Nothing but, and who is exposed to business? Product owner. So it is the decision of product owner to arrange these 100 functionalities in a proper priority order. And that priority order is called as product backlog. So 100 tasks are there, 100 features are there. These 100 features will be arranged in a priority, and that is terminology. It will be arranged even by the product owner, and the terminology of that is called as product backlog. And if you see the description here, it says prioritized list of what is required feature or the bugs to fix. like koi bhi feature or if any bug fixes needs to be done, it will be all arranged in a proper priority by the product owner, and this is how the work will be given to the technical team. Okay, wait, we will still dig more into this. So product owner talks to a lot of people, then he arranges the work. Okay, what should the technical team do? He arranges the work based upon priority. That is called as the product backlog. Then the technical team comes as part of sprint planning meeting. Team selects at the top. फिर एक एक करके one by one they select these items. They start working on these. They then commit. Okay, for this sprint, for this 2 weeks, we can finish only the top 3 items. And then on a daily basis, they discuss that, they solve the problem, they run through whatever process, and finally they deliver it. Okay, so this is called as product backlog. So sprint planning के बाद product backlog. Okay, what features needs to be developed, okay, in priority would be arranged in product backlog by product owner. So यहाँ पे उसका काम आ जाता है, but you need to have that understanding कि भाई ऐसे नहीं जो मन में आया वो उठा. Now comes the question, in IT where will all this be available? ऐसे ही हवा में बातें नहीं होंगी, just not like that कि in an email he's saying कि this is my backlog and all. It needs to be all organized. That is where in the IT industry project management tools will be there. And one of the very popularly known is Jira. Okay, some of you might have heard. How many of you have heard about Jira? Can you just say yes or no in the chat? Okay, yes, very good, very good. Many of you have heard. Very good, nice. That's good. So देखो, now every project, understand, every project will have a project management tool. Without project management tool, IT projects cannot happen. So this becomes a hard skill for you, which can come in your resume. Okay, not just Jira, there are many other things also, but it is by Atlassian. Atlassian is a big company, and Jira is one of the very popular used one. There are other names also like Asana. Then there is something by Microsoft Planner, okay, or Trello. Some of you might have heard. These all are nothing but project management tools. But one of the very popularly used across many companies is Jira. Initially, they were into only bug Jira, but slowly they have transitioned into full project management tools. Now, what is a project management tool? Simple. This itself, end-to-end tracking of the project. Okay, what is happening? Jira is providing that capability. Okay, for example, okay, what are the 100 features? If somebody wants to know what are these 100 features, they will logging into Jira, they will see that list. Oh, these are the 100 features. For every feature, what is the description? They can see it in Jira. And now, which features are being worked for this sprint, that should also be visible in Jira, and that is available there. Okay, out of this 100, you're picking top 3 as part of this sprint, which is starting on 8th of September. That data is also available in Jira. Next, which team member is working on which feature, that is also available in Jira. Next, which team member has started developing some item, that is also available in Jira. Which team member has finished his development on item, that is also there in Jira. Which feature is given to the QA is also available in Jira. Which feature is fully completed and given for UAT, user acceptance testing, that is also available in Jira. And when this feature is deployed into production, even that is trackable in Jira. That is where it is called as end-to-end project management tool. Okay, Jira is end-to-end project management tool. Now the thing is, let's quickly look at it then. Simple है, ज़्यादा confusing नहीं, but if you know it, it will be better. But simple, the work needs to be arranged throughout. And there has to be a tracking where everybody knows what is happening in the project. It cannot be in emails or calls. It has to be in tools and systems which IT works upon. And that is where Jira comes in picture. You can all set up. It's a free. You can just set up in Atlassian, take up a Jira support. Okay, just 1 second. I'll show it to you. There you go. This is how it looks like. I guess I've shared my full screen. You should be able to see it. Kuch nahi, guys. You will be getting a login, okay, to a project management tool called as like this Jira. There are multiple sections available here. Simple hota, it's one-time understanding. Okay, then you can work for any project. Okay. Now there is already some section called as backlog. This backlog is nothing but product backlog. Whatever we saw in this diagram here, okay, product owner creates that product backlog with requirements. So yes, all the features which needs to be developed by the technical team will be created something like this. It's just a UI. Once you log in here, you will be able to see a backlog section. In the backlog section, there will be these kind of requirements which will be arranged. How the requirements are written, we will talk about that as well. Okay. Now, but the thing is, the work will be somehow created for you. Okay, what needs to be done, and it will be available in the product backlog. There are terminologies, what this is called. Some of you might know it, user story. The requirements are given in the form of user story, but baad mein aate wo topic tak. For now, let's understand how this project management tool works. So the 100 features, okay, for example's sake, we said 100 features will be written in this Jira backlog like this, one by one. And let me tell you, full 100 one time pe bhi nahi hota hai. The product owner might write only 10 or 15 features. He just works upon upcoming few, maybe 1 month ka backlog. He also does not be ready with all the 100 features. He will only focus upon maybe, okay, right now 2 weeks ka chal raha hai, parallelly works upon the next 2 weeks or maybe maximum 1 quarter tak ka kaam karte rahega wo. Okay, so not required for him to develop all the 100 features. Just it should be, if the team is working on sprint 1, he should have features ready for upcoming sprints also, so that you can discuss the requirements and then work upon that. Okay, so this is what all this work, whichever is in the upcoming plan, the product owner is going to create it here and it becomes part of this backlog. Okay guys, so far it's clear. Okay, ठीक है. Now how it is created, एक वो भी देख लेते हैं, right? यहाँ पे कुछ ज्यादा है, देखो यहाँ पे basically there is called something called as create issue. Okay, requirement, he will just come here, he will click here, create issue, he will mention the name of the feature here. Okay, develop, okay, develop FB post feature. Okay, next, develop comment on post feature. He will write some names which is relevant to whatever is being developed. Okay, and then if he wants to add description to this, he just clicks on this. Requirements will be given to you like this. Let me open it in a complete different link. Okay, here it is. This is called as a user story. The functional requirement will be given to you in this manner. Okay, यहाँ पे he will come and he will write full description. Okay, develop a feature. Develop a feature where user is able to post on FB, and then he keeps writing all the description. Okay, now the thing is ki there is even a format for how the user story should be written, but again you don't worry about that. Product owner ka job description mein aata hai to know that. Okay, generally it has a format as a user, I want to, so that. Generally, there is this kind of a template. Okay, requirement will be given in the form of user story, which will be written like this. As a FB user, I want to post comment so that I am able to share my inputs to my friends. That's it. So basically ये format होता है. As a user, I want to, so that. After a lot of trial and error, this came ke bhai, we anytime for developers to understand requirement, we need to know these things. Who wants this feature? What exactly is the feature? And why do you want this feature? If these three answers are given, then it is more clear even for technical team to work on the feature. That is where agile people came up with this kind of a structure for user story. So requirements, okay, will be written by product owner in the form of user story. Let me write down the statement for you. Okay, requirements will be written by product owner in the form of user story. Sometimes it is also called simply as story. Okay, and it has format like, I'll anyways give this notepad to you now. That is where I'm typing it so that you don't have to watch the full video again to get this. As a user, I want functionality so that, okay, why you want that. So it's not your concern, it is a product owner concern. He should write it like that. But if he is not doing it, so you should be like, Arey, we don't have clarity, please ask him to do it like that. Okay, fine, whatever. So this kind of description will be written, requirements will be given. If you are a front-end developer, here you should expect mockups, right? Mockups like UI screens should come. Now all the front-end people, if there are any front-end people in the house, you should have desktop mockups, mobile device mockups. Okay, and for everything you have, every front-end feature which you develop, you have to make it cross-browser supported. You have to make it multilingual, multiple language support. So you should always develop it like that. You should make it faster loading, fast load time, and you should make it proper secured, like minified JS files, minified images. These are some basic things which every UI app developer should know and should do. Okay, faster load time, nicely responsive. Responsive is like desktop screen, mobile screen support, cross browser support should be there. IE, Edge, Chrome, Firefox, of which versions of these devices काफी कुछ काम होता है. Okay, but yeah, that's the UI world. Okay, fine. Along with functional, all these are the mirch masala which you have to take care. But now speaking about all that, this is how requirements will be given, mockups will be given, everything will be available here. He will save it and they all become part of the backlog. Now let's continue forward. We have just 15 minutes for the call, but we would like to go ahead. Sprint planning mein ja rahe abhi, right? So simple, it's nothing great here. You just go to the backlog. This is the backlog, let's say. Okay, you just click on this create sprint. So you will not do, your scrum master is going to do, or some senior will do create sprint. Right now it is empty. Then the team discusses together, right? We already saw it in the image. The team discusses together, picking at the top how many features we can finish in this sprint. They will now start taking one by one. Oh, what is this? They will read the requirement, understand the requirement, and then say, okay, so fine, we will work on this. If you see, you can drag this and put it here. Okay, so ye wala item pe we will be working for the sprint. Okay, next one, which is in the top, it is this kind of a thing. Fix log structures for trustly service, something. If you now want to work on this, you can then move this and then pick here. Okay, next, product owner arrange this, unable to log in with valid credentials, bug. This is a very serious, so yes, maybe you have to work this also. Okay, next, let's say, now there is some negotiation here possible, guys. If let's say next feature is coming like this, receive pending notification. But from technical perspective, you feel before doing that, we need to build this. So you can talk to the product owner and get the items reprioritized. So that kind of discussion is possible, but you don't do it by yourself. You talk to the product owner and ask him, bhai, before picking this feature, we want to pick this feature. Is it okay? And if it is okay, let the product owner move. What he will do is he will just change the order. Yeah, it can move up and down through the order. He will just move the priority here. Okay, you want to work on this? Okay, I'm ready to move the priority. But product owner should do that. You don't do it, guys. Okay, let me tell you this seriously. These things for some projects will get so critical, it can even cost you your jobs. I've heard about such cases. If team has not done what the product owner wanted and that has impacted business in production, people will just fired from the company because of not listening to that. Serious case tak bhi ja sakta hai. So you should know your territory and let the product owner do their job. Another second thing, okay, second important thing, please stick with this, and this will come many a times for you. Okay, whatever is written in Jira user story, okay, feature should be developed like that only. Like that. If your feature is not developed like that, let me tell you, many times, in fact, even in my projects and many other projects, product owner seedhe aata hai. If on production the feature is working something else, but requirement given was something else, simply he comes, he goes to this Jira board, opens up that requirement and says, Tausief, the requirement was like this, why is it behaving different in production? So all, if there is any QA in the house or a developer in the house, whatever you are developing, it should be completely in accordance with the requirement which is mentioned in Jira. To read the requirements n number of times and make sure that every possibility is covered in your code very strongly. Okay, so this is an important part to understand. Fine, but yeah, by that way, you move it and then you decide, okay, I will be working on this. Fine. Now here all the brainstorming and everything will happen. And once you pick all this, and then you say, okay, so for this sprint, we are going to work only on 4 items. Then comes, okay, chalo, let's start the sprint. So this is where we are right now. The product backlog was available. It is in Jira. Requirements are given in the form of user stories. You understood the requirement. We got the seriousness of those requirements. Don't violate it and everything of that. Then comes sprint planning meeting. We did that. We created a sprint also. Now we are about to start the meeting. Okay. Now there is one more thing which will happen here. Okay. There is this terminology, right? Sprint backlog. So far we understood this, key these 4 features needs to be done. But then comes a question, who is going to work upon these 4 features? Because the team made, there are so many people, multiple developers, multiple front-end guys, back-end guys, and all that, multiple testers also available. So who should be the person for what? That clarity is required, and having that clarity is sprint backlog. Who will be working on what? That clarity sprint backlog. So what generally happens is, again, as part of sprint planning, you guys might decide कि ऐसे करेंगे वैसे करेंगे, but generally it comes here. Okay, I'm clicking this link again. Let's go. There is a terminology now called as subtask. So for this user story, MP1-9, many times in your projects, people will just use this terminology. Acha, MP1-9 का क्या हो गया? Okay, and then you will be like, okay, ऐसे हो गया. Fine. So subtask, here is the option, add a child issue. Okay, you click on that and then it is like, okay, UI task, server task, these are called as subtasks. QA test case, QA execution. And then you decide, okay, for this feature, UI, we want to give it to, let's say, opening the subtask. UI, we want to assign the UI to, let's say, whoever is the guy, this person. Yeah, we will give the task to this guy. Okay, fine. Next. So dekho, assign ho gaya. Next, who is the server guy for this? Then somebody says, oh, I will take it up. You have to discuss along with the team, and then assignee will be changed to, okay, this guy wants to do the server for this. Next, who will be the tester for this? And then somebody says, oh, I can do the testing for this. Depending upon the load, all this is proper planning happening there. Then this work will be allocated. And then the tester comes and tester says, okay, so right now I just have 2 users. So maybe this somebody, let's say, take anybody here. This guy says testing. Generally, a tester account will be there. He will be logged in. So then this becomes tester, and whoever is the tester, same person does the test case execution also. Okay, so fine. This is called as work breakdown, like allocation, who will be working on this feature, so that even 6 months from now, when this feature was developed, everybody can know, okay, this UI guy developed it. Right now, he might be there in the company, he might not be there in company, but Jira is tracking that, who worked on which feature, when it was done. And guys, task breakout or sprint breakout is not just this. One part is allocating it to the people. The second part is, maybe as a server developer, I have some thoughts of how to implement this feature. So before getting down into coding, maybe I have some architecture diagrams or some flow diagrams, or maybe some theory notes that I want to write. So I will be even updating it as part of the server task here. Okay, so server guy will say, okay, so this feature build 3 services. Okay, service 1 will have let's say login API, which validates user request and makes API call to session service to check the response. Nothing but, even 6 months from now, if you want to know what you did as part of this feature, you can simply come to Jira and see, not required to go inside code and check all those things. That is where, if you can put some description as part of this, it is going to add a lot of value. Okay, and now let me tell you, now comes the interesting part, guys. The way we are talking here, okay, login API, which validates user and makes a API to session service to check the response. It's common sense. Any person who knows English and knows ki kya develop karna hai, he will write like this. Maybe you can say user request with parameter uname and password, and makes an API call to session service to check the response. Something I'm telling you with this statement, with the AI tools coming in picture in the development side, if you write these kind of comments in tools like GitHub Copilot, it is automatically reading your code, understanding what is session service in your code, where is that residing, how to call session service, and it will be auto generating code for you if you just write these kind of comments. Okay, that is how commenting is now going to take more value simply rather than coding. And many people in IT are already doing it. The tool many people in industry are using for AI development is GitHub Copilot. It is paid, but company is giving licensed version to every employee. I've heard many people are doing it. GitHub Copilot integrated, it's an AI tool which is simplifying coding. Simply writing these kind of comments, the tool is generating the code for you. Then you check on that code and then you make adjustments to that if it is right or wrong. So yes, technical knowledge is required, but code is coming automatically. And you know what is the smart thing here? If the tool is suggesting you some logic, but you say, no, I don't like this, I want to change, then the tool even learns that, and next time it will suggest you the logic which you have also used it in the past, so it becomes customized to the way you want to work. That's power of AI. That's amazing. So GitHub Copilot wo aa raha hai, and when you write this kind of code, it is generating, when you write just these comments, it will generate the code in the IDE, and that code you just have to validate and test it. Okay. Now let me even tell you another interesting thing which has happened. Okay. Apache organization. I think many of you might be knowing Apache Spark and all those things. Apache Spark people, they have built a tool which is right now called as English as a programming language. English as a programming language, what is going to do is you simply write English like statements the way you were feeding it to ChatGPT. You write English like statements, and from this itself, it will generate a bytecode. It will not even generate code. Okay, it is directly generating the compiled bytecode which will be executed into the system. कहाँ जा रही है दुनिया? Like somehow they are just moving away. Even like one line of code is also not required. They did it on some product which they knew it. But even a thought like this came and they are built up English as a programming language. Jaise public abhi Java, Python, they are learning all those things. You never know in future what is going to happen. Simply using English language, you can write systems and you can run it. Okay. Some of you might be like, kaise hoga ye sab? Right? Let's say simple, logical sochte guys. Let's say, okay, anything logical. If you want to do a login, okay, if you want to do a login, kya karoge? Right? What is a pseudo code? If you want to write it in English statements, what will you do if you just want to write a simple login? Okay, your step one will be, if theoretically you want to write, okay, read username and password from input request. Second, validate for field validations. Maybe you can even define, okay, do field validation for username, length minimum X, maximum Y, and so on. Do validation check for email validation. Okay. Next, if request is valid, then call session service passing the request. Okay. Fourth, based upon response, if it's valid, return response saying HTTP code 200 and request is valid. I'm just saying, the way we think logic, like that, if you're writing this logic in GitHub Copilot, it will generate the code for you. And if, don't know when, but if English as a programming language becomes a way of coding, then simply writing something like this will actually just start working as well without even the code seen to you. Everything will be taken care abstractedly. So we don't know what's going to happen in future. I just want you to be aware that aisa chal raha hai. Okay, but now let's come back. It's already 9:30. I will just come here that aise tasks will also be written down and something like this. How do you want to implement login? Maybe you will write something like this kind of description, and here you will put it here that aise karna hai, and then maybe you just save it. It's not required to write so basic of the things, but some kind of clarity. Maybe you will put flow diagrams here, design diagrams here, something, and then that gives the clarity. Then you save it, and all of this is part of the backlog. So this is where we come to this place. Sprint backlog is created. Task breakouts are there. Who will work on the task is there. More granular clarity is there. What is going to happen? And then we start with the sprint cycle. Every single day we do the stand-up, which is called as daily stand-up meeting. This is a physical meeting. It depends upon your office. If it is like virtual office, you will log into your Teams or Microsoft Outlook or Slack, connect there for the call. If you are in physical office, you will go stand at one single place and then you will give your update. Okay, by this way, daily stand-ups will happen, and then the 2 weeks will keep happening. By the end of the week, all of the features will be ready, called as finished work. you will demo the feature as part of sprint review. You will demo the feature, how it is and how not. And then there is this last meeting, sprint retrospective, where you spend 1 hour to study what happened in the full sprint. Are there any problems anywhere, and how we can make this better so that next sprint will have better execution. Okay, this is what is a simple journey of sprint planning, and here it is how just simply reflected in your Jira. Here it comes, you click on the start sprint, and on a daily basis, let's say sprint 7, you're saying start sprint ho jayega, and work task breakdown is assigned, start sprint ho gaya. Then you move into the second stage called as backlog. Here there will be some layer. Okay, now work is being tracked. Okay, QA execution kahan hai? You can say, oh, UI task is in progress right now, and this guy's server has not even started working on the task. So you have to now use this board. Whatever tasks are assigned to you, you will say, oh, now I started working on this. I will drag this and move it into in progress. Okay, so Tausief is working on this, but QA execution has not yet started. Okay, and then UI person might be say, oh, I am fully ready, but server says, hey, wait, I am not ready. You cannot give it to QA till this integration is tested. So UI says, okay, fine, I will wait for you. Then both of these two guys finish it, and then they say like, okay, we are done with this. Okay, and we are fully done with our server task also and UI task also. And now this feature is in state given for UAT, sorry, given for QA. तो यहाँ पे इसका भी status आता है. Okay, here you will move this ticket into QA status. Yes, I'm just trying to show it to you कि status management का भी खेल होता है. So then when the task is in QA, that means okay, so now QA guys are working on that. And then QA curve, then comes a question, if the user story is in QA state, why is the tech QA execution still in to do? When are you going to take? During morning stand-up, you will ask. Then he says, oh, tomorrow is my plan because today I am working on writing maybe test cases of this. So by this way, people will keep checking how the work is progressing. And then he says, okay, now I'm ready to take. He moves this item here. Okay, in progress. And then finally QA asks all of his validations, verifications, and then finally he says, okay, move this also here. So his work done with all. And then QA says, okay, fine. So this feature is fully done, and he will be just marking it okay, done. And then it comes like, okay, this user story is completed. It is in a done state now. Ho gaya. By this way, all the other feature ka bhi progress we can track it. Okay, which guy is doing what in the team? So then this Tausief is still on the UI task. Okay, guy, come on, we are delayed on here. When are you going to finish it? Scrum Master will then create a sense of urgency while the 2 weeks are happening. And then this you have to be like, okay, I will be done by tomorrow, this, that. And then finally you keep moving this also. And like this view gives a track of what is happening in the full sprint. Whichever the main aim is, all the tasks should move from the to-do section to the done section. And once it is done, full work completed, then the review happens, and here there is a complete sprint. You just come and say, okay, completed this sprint, it contains, and then this is a summary.